I mean, we get asked all the time a lot of the same questions. And so really, that's what this is all about, is just to answer some of these questions for people. You know, the first one, of course, is why from a can? Why do you put it in a can? And because in our opinion, that is just the best way to present heady topper. Protects it, oxygen, light, very recyclable, all of which are reasons that we use the can. People say, why do you tell me to drink it from the can? And there's a couple of reasons for that. First and foremost, it's because I want beer, especially heady topper, to just be considered it's a beer. It's nothing elevated, it's nothing more than what it is. And what it is the perfect drink for the working person, the common man. And so what better way than to put a world-class beer into such a common container and yet make it still fantastic? So that's a big part of it. The recyclability, huge reason. We don't want broken glass out in the rivers, all my favorite swimming holes. I know people are going to take the beers out there, and I just couldn't handle if there was broken glass. The other reason we tell people to drink it from the can is because, like it describes on the back, if you pour it in a glass, you are inundating it with oxygen, just slamming it in there. It gets all oxidized and smells wonderful for a short time, and that's fine. But when you get down to the bottom of your glass, if it sits there for 20 minutes, it is a completely different beer. Whereas if you're drinking it straight from the can, every time you take a sip, there's a little layer of CO2 that hangs on top of that beer and protects it. And sometimes, I mean, I've had a can sit for an hour with that much in it, and I come back and that last sip is almost as good as the first one. So to me, that's the big selling point. It's like if I came back to that much in my glass after an hour, might not be so great, you know, and that's just the nature of the beast. You know, we have people say, well, why is he drinking it out of a glass on the logo and you tell us to drink it out of the can? It's like, well, because we designed that logo in 2003 when all we had was a pub, and we love that logo and we're not going to change it. You know, as for pouring it, we get a lot of people that review our beer online, which is fantastic. We love that. We love getting the feedback. When we tell people how to pour a beer, you got to pour it lively. You want to throw that head from the start. You get a beautiful pour. This can actually just came off the canning line behind me, so it is wicked hazy. Hasn't had a chance for any kind of sediment to drop out of there, so you won't get any particulate in there. But when a can sits and ages, just like it used to in my serving tanks at the pub, hop resins, proteins will drop out of the solution. The beer will become more bright as it ages, and you will get sediment on the bottom of the can. One of the common mistakes I see of people when they do that is they'll pick up a can and they'll turn it all around like it's a filtered Budweiser, but it's not. It's unfiltered, unpasteurized beer. So if you're going to pour it out and you don't want any sediment in your glass, let your can sit in the fridge 24 hours, pull it out carefully, don't be tipping it around, reading it, and pour it like a bottle-conditioned beer. When you get down to that much left in the can, you can drink that out of the can, and then you've got a perfectly poured example in front of you. Another common question people ask is, how long can I hold on to my heady topper? How long is it good? When does it go bad? It doesn't go bad. We go to great lengths to get it in perfect condition in the can, and it will be a completely different beer as it ages, because being unfiltered and unpasteurized, it continues to change in the can, which is not a bad thing. It's just different. If you like your IPAs super young and green and raw, you drink it right away. If you like it to be a bit more refined and graceful, you let it sit and age. Sometimes I don't really love it until it's been in the can at least 3 or 4 days. Other times, I can remember back in the days of the pub, I had written on a recipe sheet 10 weeks, because I tried it every day for 10 weeks, and I felt that heady topper is at its best at 10 weeks old. We release it, and it's 28 days old, so it's only 4 weeks old. So you be the judge. You can drink it anywhere in there. If you keep it in your fridge, it could last a long time. This can, I just pulled out of the cooler. This is from last July, and it is now April. So, long time ago. This will be sparkling bright, I would assume. It's got its great carbonation. it's going to have a lot of sediment on the bottom. But you just watch that stream of beer right there, and as long as it's still clear, you're not getting anything off the bottom. And there it is, 8 months old. Smells beautiful and hoppy. Has a wonderful mouthfeel. Nice, bright, fresh hop character. And there it is, 8, 9 months old in a can in our cooler. As long as you store it properly, you could age a can for a year if you wanted to. Now, just so you see, I'm going to swirl this and show you over that much time, you're going to see a tremendous amount of sediment in here. So all of that fresh young haze that starts in there, that eventually turns to that, you can see just how bright and sparkling clear that is. And that's what drops out. Protein, hop resin, and good stuff. Tastes almost identical to this. So all that sediment, you can't feel it on your palate, you can't taste it, but so be it. That's why you drink that last shot out of the can. And that's it. We appreciate everybody that drinks Heady Topper. Keep it up. We love doing what we're doing, and we hope you do too.